So US has moved on to MA2. This is considered MA1. Bottom left-hand side, it's going to be Forever Young with Excal. Top left-hand side, it'll be Your Mom Knows Me with Crab Control. Top right-hand side, it's going to be Gymshark with Millionaire. And bottom right-hand side, it's going to be the Hybrid with Grim Reaper. Let's take a look at the units. It looks like much of the same. A lot of Spectres and Marauders, but mostly Spectres. And yeah, it looks like Excal is not going to be in this game, which is such a shame. I'm just kidding. Nope, there he is. In-game pauses. Hold on a second. I need to find out what he was talking about. Okay. I thought he was asking for a pause. Crab Control is fighting Gymshark at the top Xel'Naga Tower. It looks like Gymshark actually taking a more dominant position. The stutter stepping a little bit more effective for Gymshark. Grim Reaper also going to be fighting at the right side Xel'Naga Tower. Millionaire is a little bit split. And I think Grim Reaper is going to have a better positioning here. Millionaire is reinforcing. Let's see if Grim reinforces as well. He does. And he also decided to go for a very early Marauder Stim and Concuss Shells. So that is interesting. He is possibly planning on going either full Marauder into Marines, or he could possibly choose to go Marauder. Going just full Marauder without the actual upgrade to Marauders has been very effective. So let's see if that's what he plans on doing. So of course the typical back and forth happening. Nothing much to report. This is all the usual basic stuff, but look, it actually looks like Grim Reaper trying to charge forward here, and he is also possibly taking the top as well. This could put Millionaire in a bad position, but he does have that battle cruiser. Grim is now in the bad position, as he's unable to reach that battle cruiser. He's going to need to retreat. He actually decides not to, pushing back that army. Meanwhile, Forever Young deciding to get double oracles. He could possibly go for triple. Excal is holding the middle. And Forever Young taking out the Vision at the top side Xel'Naga. But look at this. We have a hybrid coming in with quad Vikings, possibly to push back. Ooh, nice phase blink there. Phase shift. I'm going to call it phase blink. Blinky, I'm going to call it Blinky McPhase shift, because that's what happened. And also what happened was, oh no, the hybrid lost a ton of his units there. So it was a nice engage. Meanwhile, your mom actually trying to fight Millionaire, trying to keep those units down. And look at this, whoa, Grim Reaper with a really early drop. That was super ballsy. Gymshark with an Infestor already at 17 kills. I mean, holy crap, that early drop, that was so risky, because if he would have been saviored there, that could have possibly put him pretty far behind. So that was the riskiest shit I've ever seen in Excal with that Ultralisk. There we go. Yes, the stim is also Concuss. Just to answer. Or Concuss is stim, if you will. And it looks like your mom actually has a Ghost once again. Let's take a look at these units. We have the Ultralisk, we have the Ghost, triple Oracle coming out, as we thought for Forever Young. A BC for Millionaire and also an Infestor, but look at this. Look at this. Is this for your mom? It is. Your mom has... Wait. No, it's actually Crab Control has the High Templar. That's going to be interesting. And there is only one ghost out on the field so far, and that is going to be from your mom. Let's see if any of the other players decide to get ghosts. I imagine they will, but since your mom has a ghost already out on the field, he does have a 1-up on everybody else. A fungal going down on Forever Young. He is going to retreat. And look at this, a drop from Grim. I don't know why he's doing these drops so early. It is going to be effective on the high ground, but he has to be so careful. He could possibly be saviored here. Forever Young did scan, but he chose not to use those saviors. And oh, this could be huge for this Infestor. An EMP does go off, it misses. Oh, but now the EMP did connect and almost losing that High Templar to these units. So no fungals, no storms. It's just going to be unit versus unit, and it looks like Millionaire actually has a better position here. And ooh, look at this, Excal actually coming in, and a Yamato going down on your mom. But check it out, he had the upgrades, the Yamato didn't do nearly any damage, and a Savior coming out, killing about half, I would say, a little less than half, of Excal's army. And Grim actually dropping, trying to pick up even more units from Excal, but that early Ultralisk is so scary. And look at this, a McBlinky phase shift. And a big deep tunnel from the Ultralisk. Whoa, was actually able to get the Fester. No way. That Fester just got super sniped. The Yamato goes down on the Ultralisk, pretty much just tickling it. I mean, that was basically like an Ultralisk back massage. And I hope we see more Blinky McPhase shifts. I want to see more. And look at this, the drop from Grim actually kind of blocking a little bit of Hybrids units. He does wisely lift off there. And we have seen Grim be very effective with these drops. So effective, in fact, he could be in the lead. Let me take a look at the points. No, actually, Excal is currently in the lead. Following closely by Crab Control. In third place, it's Millionaire. And fourth is in Grim. But doing a lot better than he did in the last game. He did choose to go with the early tank, and the early tank just was not very good for him. Especially with everybody going heroes and focusing a lot less on the units. So he did wisely decide to go for these Doom drops with Marauders. He does have... Let me take a look. Hold on a second. I gotta take a look at this army. Fight first. Millionaire is actually getting smoked here. That was a great fight for the hybrid. Taking a look at these Marauders... Does he have the shrapnel upgrade? It's so hard for me to see. There might be an upgrades tab. Hold on a second. It might show them. He has the concussion shells. He has the stim. It looks like he does not have the full upgrade. So only going with the stim and concuss. He may not be going with Marauders, so he could just be doing this for an early position as the Marauder splash is really good early on, and he may be opting to switch, or he might just be going pure Marines. His Marines are at 0-0, but he did get the stim for Marines, so that could be what he's planning on doing. And what's up, Kinji? Welcome back, dude. There's a 2-minute delay, so you're not going to hear this for about 2 minutes. And the reason for that is we try to make it to where the players don't have to worry about stream cheating as I talk about the positions and whatnot of the players. 2 minutes that go by into the game is quite a bit of time, so... A lot of scans going down. There is a ghost here for your mom, possibly looking for that Fester, but I think that Fester... Where is it? That Fester is pretty low. Doesn't have, I don't think, enough energy. Yes, it does. It has enough energy for one fungal. Otherwise, not that much of a threat. A snipe did go down on the Ultralisk. A huge storm going down on Excal, but look at this. Oh my gosh, his Ultralisk is going in here, balls to the wall. I guess completely not caring about that snipe. But luckily for him, the snipe is not ready. That to me was risky, because what if he had an extra ghost? My gosh. Meanwhile, another drop going down on Grim. The stim, but ineffective it seems. Swing and a miss from Grim. Oh no, and Forever Young just phased right into that army. And he lost... Oh, he lost 2 of his oracles there in the fight. His third one is super low. So that was actually a really nice pickup from Grim. Meanwhile, that Ultralisk now almost at full hit points. He does go in and tries to fight this army. Grim still putting up the pressure. And another Blinking from Forever. What is he doing? I don't know if that's a misclick or what, but he just basically fed all of his oracles to Team 4. Meanwhile, Millionaire is still trying to fight your mom. And those Spectres are at 2 attack versus Millionaire's 2 attack Spectre. Let me see his Marines. Let's see if he's got any upgrades into Marines. No, he does not. In fact, he switched to Temple Zealots. That's interesting. Deciding not to stick with the Temples, or I'm sorry, with the Spectres. Which means he may start teching into Marines shortly. And while we have some time, let's take a look at the points. Let's take a look at the points, guys. Crab Controller is in a small lead. Excal following closely behind. He has not lost his Ultralisk yet. So that is pure points right there that we're seeing. And in third place, it is Grim Reaper, so he's no longer in fourth. And everybody else is pretty much on the same playing field, except for Gymshark. Gymshark is a teeny bit behind. But look at this. It looks like picking off a BC. That's going to be very, very nice. Good job for Grim. Let's take a look at the points tab. That might have put him in first place. Nope, it actually moved him up to second, though, from third. So it was a nice pickup from Grim. The storm does go down on Gymshark's units. Gymshark needs to be careful. It looks like a lot of his damage really is coming from the Infestor. It has 54 kills so far. His Spectres are at 3 attack. His Marines are at 0. So he could possibly switch into Phantom and bump up the attack even more, or he's going to go pure Infestor. He is sitting at 1,000 minerals, so perhaps he's a little hesitant on what to do, or he could possibly saving up for air, which would be absolutely crazy. Alright. Here we go. Excal with that Ultralisk. It's at 3. It has 10 armor so far, making it so strong. It is absorbing a ton of damage. Excal's Vikings trying to do something against these BCs. One of them does go down, but the Yamato, oh, it killed 2 of them. That was an interesting exchange, but meanwhile, there's a drop. Millionaire actually dropping Crab Control. Is he going to be able to get this compound? I think he is. Oh, but the force field from the High Templar will prevent it from going down. So it looks like Millionaire losing his units there. Unfortunately, unable to pick up the compound there. Excal getting his Vikings back. And I think that was actually a really nice exchange. 2 Vikings for 2 BCs. So very nicely done from Excal. And look at this, Grim Reaper actually losing his Medi almost. It is so low. Forever Young coming in with his Oracles. Here comes Excal with those Vikings. But no, actually, he decides not to pursue. And the hybrid with some Reapers, 7 attack Reapers, actually. Going to be very effective versus the ground game, but he does have to be careful of that hero. And look at this, Millionaire does drop crab control, and he is able to get that compound. Meanwhile, there is a drop that went down between Grim Reaper and Gymshark. Grim able to pick off those units, and the fighting continues with Hybrid in the bottom Xel'Naga tower. It looks like the Ultra is coming in. Are we going to see a savior out from the Hybrid? No, actually, he decides not to, wisely. But he could have. The Ultralisk very good at absorbing saviors. But picking off that Ultralisk early would be incredible. The Ultralisk now taking middle. He's trying to heal it up. That 10 armor. Oh, 10 armor. Ultralisk is so strong, and sorry, I had a mouse malfunction. It decided to scroll down on the bottom of the screen. There's a lot of back and forth action. Your mom is fighting Gymshark. Gymshark now deciding to go with Goliath. He was saving that money, and I wasn't sure what he was going to put it in. He decided to go with Goliath. There is a little bit of air out, so that is going to be effective. It's going to be effective versus the Viking. It will also be effective versus the BC, and it'll be effective versus pretty much just every other unit in the game besides, like, destroyers. In fact, showing off just how effective it is, it looks like the Hybrid is going to lose all of his units here. All of his air units are gone. And it looks like the Hybrid kind of employing the same tactics as Grim did. He has 7 attack Marauders, but he does not have concussive shells. He does not have Stim Pack. Look at this. Grim he's still on the Marauder tech. That is so crazy. But he is starting to move into the Marine tech. They have a little bit of hit points. He doesn't have the range upgrade yet, but he does have 5 attack into it. So we could start seeing those upgrades shortly. He is dropping down on Millionaire and Gymshark. But he's kind of low on army supply. In fact, Millionaire knows this, and he's trying to come in. He's trying to get this barracks down. And I think he's going to be able to do it. There's just not enough army here to defend against it. And a nice drop from Millionaire. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on between Crab Control. A snipe did just hit that Ultralisk. It was unable to kill it, though. And oh no! It looks like somebody lost a hero there. Was it the Ghost? I didn't see what it was. The High Templar is still here. But somebody lost something. And that may have been a Ghost. Yes, it was. It looks like it was your mom's ghost. So he is reviving that ghost. And a Yamato cannon picking off that Medi like it's nothing. A great Yamato coming out from your mom. Very, very nice. And you know what? I want to take a look at the scoreboard here because Hybrid did just lose all of that anti-air. So that is going to be a little bit of a blow. Grim Reaper, though, still very effective with these drops. He's not quite in the lead, but he's staying so close. He is in 3rd place. But really, these points are so close to one another. And look, this is a big drop that came down from Millionaire. It looks like Grim is going to need to retreat. Temples are so strong. And it looks like the High Templar raining down the thunder and lightning all over Gymshark, but unable to kill them because, as we know, Goliaths are fucking OP as shit. Millionaire now putting a little bit of pressure on middle. Excal, though, with that Ultralisk, still at 10 armor, though. I'm surprised he's not deciding to upgrade it. Instead, opting to upgrade, it looks like the Spectres and a little bit of the Marines, so that way he can have some army power. And it looks like Forever Young, he did decide to go with his full oracles once again. For some reason, feeding them to Grim in those drops earlier. But they are back. And Millionaire, it looks like he stimmed for no reason. And then it also looks like Forever Young just pretty much dropped down into a storm. So, that was no bueno. This Ultralisk going after the army here, barely taking any damage. Meanwhile, there is a fight between Forever Young and the Hybrid. It looks like those Oracles, though, are making short work of the Marauders. 7 attack Marauders, so that's so crazy. He does need to get some of that splash upgrade if he plans on staying the Marauders, because that would be so effective versus 7 attack. Excal not pushing him with his units, instead he's trying to micro the Ultralisk, which may have been kind of a bit of a blunder. He could have taken out a lot of the units while they were fighting this Ultralisk here. He's now lost a pretty good portion of his army, but now the Ultralisk is up here, and he has to be careful. It could possibly be sniped. Is there a ghost on the field? No, he was actually able to get the ghost, so he's completely uncontested here. He might decide to go into the base while we're waiting for that ghost to revive, and a savior actually coming out from Crab Control. And I think that was the first savior of the day. No, actually, that was the second one from Crab Control, so let's just take a look. Hopefully nobody who's playing the game is listening. I don't want to say how many saviors are left, but you guys at home were able to see it. And oh no, Crab Control actually deciding to get some tanks, but he lost it. Oh no, and losing the ghost. The Ultralisk was so close to dying here. That would have been a huge, huge blow for Excal, but Excal is in such a good position. Look at this, he's at 7,700. He has not lost his Ultralisk once this game, which brings the armor up to 14 armor, and he has some hit point upgrades. That is so crazy. That Ultralisk is so, so strong. And this is just a completely different game than what Excal was facing last time. Last time he was actually the underdog. He was getting so, so far behind. But with some smart, experienced play, he was able to take down 2 of the biggest teams of that game and get the victory. So let's see what he decides to do with that Ultralisk this game. Now that he has all that money, all of that income, and I'll tell you what he's doing at 7 attack Spectres with 2 armor. I love it when the units get armor. The Marines are at 2 attack, no other upgrades so far. There are some hit point upgrades that came out, I'm assuming, for the Spectres, and that also upgraded the Marines just a little bit as well. Nice drop from Millionaire, but unfortunately unable to get the Temple Archives. Meanwhile, there is a fight. Oh no, it looks like the Hybrid could be losing a lot of these units here. Excal with the stim, and a lot of his units are kind of weak. Is Grim going to be able to do a drop right here, possibly to pick off some of those units? The Ultralisk is so scary looking, and oh no, he does stim. But he was unable to pick off the Vikings. I thought for sure Excal was going to lose those Vikings. Meanwhile, just a tiny little bit of back and forth from Team 2 and Team 3. The High Templar pretty much tickling the Goliaths because they're OP as shit. Meanwhile, Gymshark trying to put the pressure on Grim. Grim with a nice concave here from that drop. Millionaire also trying to push in, and you know what? He's actually being pretty darn effective versus the Hybrid. His army count is only 88. That is absolutely crazy. So the Hybrid could be in huge trouble here if he's not able to get up that army supply. But speaking of huge trouble, oh no, Excal is actually pushing in. Is he going to be able to get the Temple Archives? Crab Control does not have a savior, and look at this, his partner doesn't either. So it looks like Team 2 is in some serious dire straits. Also losing the Ghost once again. Let's take a look at the points. Your mom is at 6,000, Crab is at 7. So I think now that they are out of those saves, this is just going to be too much. He's getting dropped from 2 different sides. And I think this is going to be the end of Team 2. The GGs have been called. And the Ultralisk is here actually to cut off a little bit of Gymshark's supply. He does wisely recall, but Gymshark was able to get both of those CCs, possibly Millionaire. I'm not sure which one got which. But now those units are trapped. Oh no. And he can't do anything about it because there's a drop that came down from Grim Reaper, but Grim, unfortunately, unable to get the production. The mercenary production is still there. But look, he does have this Ghost. What is he planning on doing with this sneaky ghost? The scan does go down. I think he's trying to look for the infestor, but look, a counter scan is actually going down, and oh no, Grim! Wow, he just barely got that ghost out with the recall. Nicely done. The hybrid is now finally at 400 unit supply. Couldn't have asked for that any sooner because he was so low. And he's going to need some units to deal with Team 1. Forever Young is at 9 attack hybrid destroyers. Only 7 attack hybrid destroyers for the hybrid. And Millionaire pushing down once again, getting this barracks. Wait, no! Wow! No way, he was able to save the barracks with that save. Very nicely done by Grim. And that was actually a really good money grab from Grim. But look at Excal's points. Oh my gosh, that is so scary. For never ever losing this Ultralisk, that is just so freaking scary. And look, he's even decided to go with Hybrid Reavers with 7 attack, 2 armor. That puts him up to 10 armor per unit. That is so crazy. And I think Excal is just going for broke here. He's like not even going with Marines. He's just going pure armor and pure splash. That is insane. And here comes the Ultralisk with those Reavers, and they're going to make short work of these units. The only thing that's going to counter these Reavers is the Goliath. So it looks like Team 1 is really going after to punish Team 4. So I think in the end it's going to come down to Team 1 and Team 3. And you know what? If Team 3 can get out a Queen, you never know. I mean, anything could happen. The Queen is ultra effective versus melee. Especially these Hybrid Reavers. That would be so, so good. But Gymshark is not saving up his money. He doesn't have the extra gas either, so this may be just an afterthought. He could possibly just be going for pure Goliath, which would also counter Excal as well. I'm not sure how effective it would be versus the Ultralisk, but that could be his plan. But these hybrid destroyers with 9 attack does counter the Goliath, so honestly, I kind of want to see a Queen come out this game, and I hope that we do. A Fungal does go down on those units. Excal is completely uncontested here with his Ultralisk, though. I don't even think that they have any ghosts. There is a ghost from Grim, but that's it. So top right does not have a ghost. They have no way to deal with this Ultralisk. They're relying on pure units here. And oh no, the Ultralisk is actually losing a lot of health. But wisely recalls with 500 HP. Unfortunately, they didn't have the ghost, so they were not able to snipe it. And it looks like your mom with a little bit of the insults talking about not countering. And oh no, Forever Young, I think he's strong enough to where he can push in the hybrid. Could be in trouble, and look at these oracles are actually doing some pretty good damage. Forever Young is completely destroying this army here. Meanwhile, there is a drop coming from Millionaire. Grim could be in trouble. He could lose this compound again, but honestly, I don't think it really matters because it's so easy to repair that compound. So yes, it does get repaired. And finally, the Saver coming out from the hybrid, but Forever Young is going to be able to get away with all those units. And once again, the hybrid is in really bad position. And oh no, Excal actually with the drop, and this could be bad. This could be so bad. Oh no. He might actually go for the CC. What is he going for? Oh, he actually picked off something here that was in the middle. I did not see what that was. If you guys saw it, please let me know in the chat channel. Was that a ghost? I think that might have been Grim's ghost. So, oh no, there's no ghost on bottom right. That means Excal could probably push into Team 4 without any issue. Does he have an anti-unit tower? Nope, they are both support towers. Let's take a look at top right. They are also support towers as well. So there is no anti-unit, there is no anti-hero tower. This could be bad. Oh no, it looks like... Was that Grim? No, that was the hybrid trying to get 2 tanks. But he did end up losing one of them. Oh man, this is just looking worse and worse for Team 4 the longer this goes. The hybrid has like no units. Gymshark trying to do something versus Excal, but Excal is so strong. In fact, Millionaire trying to get some anti-ground with these oracles, and it is effective. But for how long? I mean, they're going to have to come out with some kind of answer. And look at this. Oh, no. The Savior actually coming out from Gymshark. He was trying to pick off Excal's units, but he didn't hit a single one. Oh, no. So Gymshark, he's kind of down a Savior for nothing. That is terrible. And it looks like the hybrid trying to do something with Ravens. But the Marines are 7 attack. There's no range upgrades for them yet, but you know what? With the stim, he can get in really, really close. Oh, there's a Savior. Excal's Ultralisk is in trouble. But there's no medevac for Grim, I don't think. No, Grim doesn't have a medevac, so he's unable to load up and chase down that Ultralisk. That Ultralisk was so low, guys. But look at this. It's recovering so fast. So that Ultralisk will live another day. And it looks like Grim also opting to get some siege tanks. The hybrid did lose their siege tanks. And Team 4 is holding on so hard. Still with the double support tower, we may possibly see a transition into anti-hero. The Vortex would be super useful versus these hybrids. Oh my gosh, 3 armor. But I don't know, man. Millionaire is trying to punish Grim so hard here. He still only has 5 attack Marines. His Marauders are at 4 attack. I don't know, guys. I think this might be it for Team 4. I think they're just getting crushed, really. It was a ghost? Okay, thank you very much. And it looks like Blinky McFay's shift didn't really work out for Millionaire. He did lose 2 of those oracles, unfortunately. The Marines from Excal, just so strong. 17 attack, 5 range, so he doesn't have the full range upgrades yet. And here we go, he's actually going to go after Gymshark. He does try to split up the army. The Ultralisk does take quite a bit of damage from these Goliaths. And now trying to push in. The Goliaths need to kill these Reavers, but unfortunately they didn't. And Excal was able to take out all of those units here. But Gymshark does have a nice concave here, but oh, what? What? Was that a misclick? What was that Savior? What the fuck was that? Why did he choose to use that Savior so late? That is crazy. And now there's going to be a fight between Grim Reaper and Forever Young. I think this is a bad idea. I think they kind of need to just kind of chill out in the base for as long as they can. I mean, look at this. The hybrid is so desperate for units here that he's opted to go Zergling. And I think that's because he just doesn't have the money. He's getting absolutely punished here. And yep, Team 1 and Team 3 are coming in to just completely destroy Team 4. This is going to be it. But wait. Oh, I thought that Ultralisk was dying. The animation, it looked like it was falling down, but I can't even see its hit point bar because of Grim's units. They're green too. There we go. Now I can see it just fine. And that's going to be it. Excal even dropping down to get this Medi. And Grim saying that somebody fed Excal. So I don't know if Team 2 is going to come in and snipe this or not. They might not even know. Let me take a look at their vision. Well, they know about it.
Are under attack.
They know damn well what's going on. Oh, maybe they don't. Wait, whose vision was I on? Oh, I must have still been on... I must have still been on Team's 1 vision. I thought I clicked their units, but apparently I didn't. So let's take a
Our
look at the
allies
points
are being
tab.
attacked.
Team 1 is winning.
Your forces
Like,
are
I don't
under
even have
attack.
to say anything else. They pretty much won, guys. So, unless Gymshark could possibly get, you know, like a queen or something, this is not gonna happen, man. Here comes a drop with Excal. That gateway is destroyed. Excal kind of losing a little bit of his Marines here, though. So it looks like they were able to get Excal's units, but not his hero. And Forever Young just sitting back, waiting to join the fight. 10 attack, that is crazy. And Millionaire does buy back his gateway. There's not enough money for Gymshark to get his hero. But he does have 3 gas. I wonder if it takes 2 gas to get out that hero. Let me just take a look. Yeah, it does. Okay, so he didn't buy any additional gas. So, guys, I don't think that we're gonna see. I don't think that we're gonna see a Queen Fester. I think that would have been great to see one, but that's fine. Looks like Millionaire does have those oracles. There is no ghost. So no ghost out for Team 3. Scan does go down. Gymshark trying to pick off a few units before he goes in. And the Ultralisk coming in with 21 armor. So strong. Now they do have, you know, something here that they could possibly do. Let's see if they decide to do it. And it looks like Excal. Was that Excal that got those Hellbats? It looks like he did lose them. Millionaire is still trying to hold on. But like I said, there is a little bit of a sneaky sneak that they could do, right? Let's see if they decide to do it. Oh, but adding insult to injury. Look at a High Templar now coming out for Forever Young. Oh my gosh. Let's see how much damage that does. It's 30 damage per half second, so 60 damage over 4 seconds. So it's going to do 240 damage, right? If my math is correct there. And there we go. The Savior goes down, and just like that, Forever Young loses the High Templar. But they do have one ace up their sleeve still. Let's see if they plan on using it. But if they do, they're going to be completely out. And oh no, he might actually want to use it. What is he waiting for? Oh, he waited too long. And oh, the Ultralisk is getting away. What is this? And a drop actually comes down. Oh, the drop is going to get that gateway. And that drop was obviously just a diversion to try to get that Ultralisk away. Even another drop coming down from Excal to try to distract Gymshark here. But with Excal getting away with that Ultralisk, this is pretty much GG. I mean, look at the unit supply, 79. Millionaires at 50. This is over. Gymshark with the GG. Millionaire is also going to possibly say GG here. I don't know. Maybe Millionaire has fight left in him. But that Ultralisk just too strong. Here we go. We are now seeing the final battle in all of its glory. Rest in peace. Excal not losing his hero once this game. Hot damn. That's all I have to say about that. Like, holy shit. That was really good play by Excal.